Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 National Awards for Innovation and Excellence in Public-Private Partnerships. My name is Brad Nickpon, a partner in the Real Property and Planning Group at McCarthy Tétrault LLP, and I'm the chair of the National Awards Committee of the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships. Two very generous sponsors have joined with the Council to sponsor the 2021 awards. The first, being near and dear to my heart, is McCarthy Tétrault LLP as the gold sponsor. We also have Colas Canada Inc. as the silver sponsor. Before we get to the awards, I'd like to thank the awards panel for all of their hard work in reviewing the nominations and selecting this year's winners. The 2021 panel consisted of the following people: Joanne Mullen, partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP; Peter Hepburn, Managing Director and Head of Infrastructure and Project Finance at National Bank Financial Markets; Alain Massicotte, partner with Blake Castles in Graydon; Dr. Alan Russell, Professor and Chair, Computer Integrated Design and Construction in the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of British Columbia; Rupesh Amin, Founder and CEO of Concora Capital Partners Inc.; Lindsay Wright, Manager for Global Infrastructure at KPMG; and Sharik Alvi, Managing Director for Infrastructure and Project Financing at CIBC. The National Awards for Innovation and Excellence were established in 1998 to celebrate the achievements of municipal, provincial, and federal governments, as well as their private sector partners, and to provide models to inspire other partnerships both nationally and abroad. These award-winning partnerships have demonstrated innovation and excellence in providing much-needed public facilities and services. As well as celebrating the achievements of the award winners, the Council documents significant partnerships through case studies so that their example may enhance our understanding of the field and help others to develop and build successful public-private partnerships. The case studies are available to the Council's more than 300 member organizations from the business community and all levels of government across Canada, as well as to others interested in learning more about public-private partnerships. In addition, summaries of each winning project are posted on the Council's website. So without further ado, let's get on to the awards presentation.
Please welcome Anka Niasu, a partner in the infrastructure group with McCarthy Tétrault LLP and our Gold Award sponsor, to present the Gold Award for Infrastructure to the Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital and the Silver Award for Infrastructure to the GO Rail Expansion Highway 401 Rail Tunnels Projects.
The Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital is bringing the community much-needed health services closer to home. It is the first hospital to be built in the city of Vaughan and the first new hospital to be built in Ontario in the last 30 years. As Mackenzie Health prepared to open the doors to Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital, they were asked to adjust their plans to temporarily transition the hospital into a system-wide resource supporting the province of Ontario's COVID-19 response. From its initial opening in February until its full opening in June, the facility cared for the highest proportion of COVID-19 patients in Ontario, with more than 500 patients transferred to the hospital, helping prevent the health system from collapse during the most challenging wave of the pandemic. The design consists of an 11-story tower with a 5-story podium plus lower level for a total of approximately 1.2 million square feet, including the central utility plant and mechanical and electrical floor, a portion of which was built as shell space to accommodate capacity for flexibility and future growth. The new facility has up to 350 beds, with flexibility to expand to 550 beds in the future, and is the first hospital in Canada to feature fully integrated smart technology which enables systems and medical devices to communicate directly with one another to maximize information exchange. The facility was designed and built to achieve excellence in sustainable green design, incorporating several sustainable measures including lower overall energy use, water conservation, green roofs, and construction waste diversion. Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital is in pursuit of achieving LEED Silver certification. Plenary Health delivered a highly competitive and committed financing structure for this project, ensuring that the project reached a smooth and timely commercial and financial close. In its role as financial advisor on the project, Plenary structured the financing solution and provided 80% of the equity for the project, with the remaining 20% coming from the design builder. The total contract value was $1.3 billion and produced a cost saving of $254.4 million, or 17.9%. Accepting the Gold Award for Infrastructure for the Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital are Altaf Stationwala, the President and CEO of Mackenzie Health, and Albert Iwaski, the Group Head for Asset Delivery Social Infrastructure for Plenary Americas.
I want to thank the Canadian Council of Public-Private Partnerships for this prestigious award. At Mackenzie Health, we are so proud to have our second hospital, the Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital, finally open. We would not have been able to do this without our partners, Plenary Health, PCL, and Infrastructure Ontario. We delivered this project in the middle of a pandemic, and Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital opened its doors in February as a pandemic response hospital, finally opening in June as a full-service hospital. Thank you to all of our partners.
Thank you. On behalf of the Plenary Health team and our partners PCL, Stantec, and Johnson Controls, we are thrilled to accept the Gold Award in the Infrastructure category for the 2021 National Awards. The Cortellucci Vaughan Hospital project shows all the hallmarks of a successful P3, a fair procurement, value for money, and the promise of much-needed infrastructure in a fast-growing community. We're now entering our 6th month of full-service operations, and we couldn't be more proud of our ongoing partnership with Mackenzie Health. Thank you to the Council for recognizing our outstanding team and best-in-class hospital with this award.
The Highway 401 rail tunnel project involved the construction of new tunnel infrastructure and related improvements on the Kitchener Rail Corridor passing under Highway 401. The project will help increase capacity on the Kitchener Corridor and is part of Metrolinx's larger Regional Express Rail RER program. Highway 401 is the busiest highway in North America, with an annual average daily traffic count of nearly 420,000 and the world's busiest truck route, carrying 60% of vehicle-bound trade between Canada and the United States. The project scope covers the construction of twin tunnels with one rail line each under the interchange of Highways 401 and 409. Announced in 2014 by the Province of Ontario, the RER program will transform the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area over the next decade. Metrolinx is transforming the GO Rail network into an RER system that will bring 15-minute, two-way, all-day electrified GO service to communities across the region. The new rail tunnel passes underneath all 21 lanes of traffic of Highway 401 and Highway 409 access ramps, a distance of approximately 176 meters. It is a minimum of 10.7 meters in width and a minimum of 8.6 meters in height. The new structure allows for the simultaneous passage of two trains traveling in opposite directions without any speed restrictions. As one of North America's busiest highways, remaining operational was a key requirement. A sequential excavation method was used as an alternative to conventional cut-and-cover tunneling. This involved cyclical excavation in individual drifts to ensure safe and stable excavation and to ensure existing structures were protected with no disruption to highway traffic. The partnership that came together to build the Highway 401 rail tunnel has set a new standard for tunnel construction and design in Canada, combining innovative architectural and the latest in technology to deliver high-quality design to improve operational processes, with the ultimate goal of enhancing operational efficiencies to improve access to transit in Ontario. The project included an apprenticeship plan and program that provided opportunities for employment for at-risk youth, local communities, military veterans, and historically disadvantaged groups such as Aboriginal persons, racialized and immigrant populations, women, and people with disability. At the peak of the construction, an estimated 250 workers were on the site daily. The total value of the project was $132 million. The value money assessment for the project indicates an estimated cost saving of $23.1 million or 15.2% by using the P3 approach compared to traditional delivery. Accepting the Silver Award for infrastructure for the GO Rail expansion Highway 401 rail tunnels are Rodrigo Marcelino, Project Manager for Rail Implementation with Infrastructure Ontario, Franca Constantino, Senior Manager with the Project Delivery Team at Metrolinx, and Joshua Manning, Construction Manager with Ellis Don Civil.
It is my great pleasure to accept this award on behalf of Infrastructure Ontario in partnership with Metrolinx, Toronto Tunnel Partners, and the Ontario Ministry of Transportation. This project was not short on both technical and commercial challenges, but thanks to a collective effort and strong partnership, all obstacles were overcome, and the public will soon be able to make use of this remarkable piece of infrastructure. Thank you very much.
Together with Infrastructure Ontario and Toronto Tunnel Partners, Metrolinx is honored to accept the Silver Award for Infrastructure from the C2P3. Completion of the Highway 401 rail tunnel is a significant achievement that will help bring more GO train service to communities, businesses, and customers along the Kitchener corridor. We are proud to say this project was delivered on schedule and, most importantly, safely. Strong partnerships with Toronto Tunnel Partners and our stakeholders, including the Ontario Ministry of Transportation and the City of Toronto, were key to the success. Thank you once again for this distinguished recognition.
My name is Josh Manning, a construction manager with Ellis Don, a JV partner between Strawbag and Ellis Don, which makes up Toronto Tunnel Partners. I'd like to thank CCPPP for this prestigious award. I'd also like to thank our partners, WSP, Dr. Sauer, and Wood, on their efforts in this project. I'd like to thank Metrolinx and Infrastructure Ontario for the opportunity to build this project. I believe Toronto Tunnel Partners can proudly say that they had a hand in building a very important piece of infrastructure, which will help facilitate Metrolinx on their path for rapid rail across Ontario. Thank you.
Please welcome Frederick Roussel, the President and General Manager of Colas Canada and our Silver Award sponsor, to present the Gold Award for Infrastructure International to the Wade International Airport Redevelopment and the Silver Award for Project Development to the New Adult and Mental Health Addictions Facility projects.
Built upon the kinship of Canada and Bermuda, the Canadian Commercial Corporation and the Government of Bermuda partnered with Aecon to develop this much-needed airport, utilizing a tailor-made, customized solution with a unique, overarching government-to-government contract and guarantee mechanism, supported by an underlying public-private partnership, commercial and financing structure. Completed on time and on spec, this new modern 288,000 square foot facility provides improved passenger processing, increased passenger capacity, greater resilience to extreme weather conditions, modern amenities and infrastructure, energy efficiencies, advanced security, enhanced specialty retail and food and beverage outlets, and covered passenger jet bridges. The new terminal also enables Bermuda to comply with the latest, most advanced US facility requirements for pre-clearance. This project was financed with an innovative 25-year fixed coupon US private placement, selling Bermuda bonds with the longest duration ever offered by any Bermudian entity. Financing the project through the P3 model ensures that Bermuda does not incur project-related debt, and therefore its sovereign credit rate is not impacted. In addition, the guarantee of the Canadian Commercial Corporation, rated AAA for on-spec, on-time, and on-budget delivery, eliminates the risk of project overruns. Aecon dramatically lowered the project capital budget without compromising standards, by selecting a more practical design concept, value engineering, and undergoing collaborative exercise with Bermudian stakeholders. In 2008, the project estimated cost was $515 million US, At financial close on March 16, 2017, the project's capital value was $290 million. Alongside the Aecon construction team, over the course of the last 3 years, 885 Bermudians worked on the site with industry-leading safety performance and gold standard construction. Additionally, the project engaged almost 400 Bermudian companies, vendors and suppliers in what became an extraordinary collaboration of local and international efforts. The project went into operation in December 2020. Aecon Concessions is responsible for the airport's operations, maintenance and commercial functions, and manages the overall project over a 30-year concession term. Through innovative thinking, Aecon built and proved the model for how small airports can nevertheless achieve world-class outcomes. With the Canadian Commercial Corporation and Aecon as prime contractors, a turnkey solution was found that afforded Bermuda the opportunity to do what many small airports in the world have found difficult to do, namely to successfully attract private sector investments to finance a major capital redevelopment. The Bermuda Airport project has blazed a trail in setting new standards internationally for others to follow. This is the largest P3 infrastructure deal in Bermuda, and an exceptional example of successfully exporting Canadian expertise and the P3 model. Accepting the Gold Award for Infrastructure International for the Wade International Airport Redevelopment Project are Kim Douglas, Vice President of Business Development and Marketing with the Canadian Commercial Corporation, and Steve Necken, Executive Vice President and President of Aecon Concessions.
On behalf of the Canadian Commercial Corporation, I am delighted to see Aecon's Bermuda International Airport Redevelopment Project recognized with the Gold Award for International Infrastructure. As Canada's government-to-government contracting agency, it was our honor to work once again with our partners at Aecon and enable the co-development of this award-winning P3 project. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Government of Bermuda, the Bermuda Airport Authority, the hardworking and dedicated teams at Aecon and Skyport, as well as our own team at CCC for bringing this critical and long-awaited infrastructure project to the people of Bermuda. At CCC, we aspire to bring together Canadian businesses and their government buyers, commercial contracts that provide quality solutions, as well as environmental, social, and governance benefits. We believe that Aecon's redevelopment of the LF Wade International Airport is a prime example of this. We thank you for recognizing this great project and thank Aecon for its continued trust and partnership with CCC. Thank you.
On behalf of Aecon, I'm extremely honored to accept this award for the Bermuda International Airport Redevelopment Project. I'd like to thank and congratulate the entire Aecon project team, Bermuda Skyport, the Canadian Commercial Corporation, Government of Bermuda, Bermuda Airport Authority, and all of our business partners that steered this project's success. Built upon extraordinary local and international collaboration, CCC and the Government of Bermuda successfully partnered with Aecon to deliver this dynamic, new, modern, state-of-the-art landmark, showcasing the best of Bermuda to the world. Playing a part in the revitalization of Bermuda's economy, nearly $400 million in private investment was mobilized. Over 400 Bermudian companies were engaged, and 885 Bermudians worked on the project, which was delivered with leading safety performance and gold standard construction. Built with innovation, sustainability, and resiliency top of mind, every element of the new airport's design and engineering is infused with the latest technology, adaptability, energy efficiency, and conservation. Ultimately delivered in unprecedented times during the COVID-19 pandemic, we had the best team in the world on this project, and with everyone's dedication and hard work, we built and proved the model for how small airports can achieve world-class outcomes. Thank you very much.
The new adult mental health and addictions facility in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador will be an addition to the existing Health Sciences Center campus and includes a 240,000 square foot, 6-story, 102-bed hospital. a new 60-bed hostel to replace the Annual CCPPP Vaughan hostels, and a parking garage with space for 1,000 vehicles. It is a design, build, finance and maintain facility, a partnership between the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, Eastern Regional Health Authority and Avalon Healthcare Partnership, consisting of Plenary Americans, a sponsored developer, Marco Cahill Mental Health Partnership as the builder, B&H Architects and Cahill Facility Management Limited. The history of mental health and addictions care in Newfoundland and Labrador is intrinsically tied to the site and the architecture of the Waterford Hospital and to the stigma association with both the name and the experience of the building itself. The new facility is designed as a reaction to what the Waterford Hospital represents and will ensure that it sets itself apart both in terms of the facility's design and function. The project is currently under construction with a total project cost of $330 million. The agreement duration includes a construction phase of 48.5 months and a 30-year operations period. Over the course of construction, more than 400 jobs are expected to be created, with about 200 personnel on site during peak construction. Consistent and transparent dialogue throughout the bidding period facilitated the introduction of COVID-19 specific provisions in the project agreements, enabling Avalon Healthcare Partnership to put forth a fixed price, debt-certain solution for the province. Adopting a DBF procurement route instead of the traditional design-build procurement also provides greater value for money, reducing the expected cost by 12.3%, a cost saving of over $46 million in net present value terms. The project brings significant community benefits, not only for the immediate vicinity of St. John's, but for the whole of Newfoundland and Labrador, including a client-centered focus, recovery model of care, multidisciplinary care teams, and supportive work environments, and community and facility integration, patient privacy, dignity, and exercise of choice. Avalon Healthcare Partnerships responsibilities include hard facilities management as well as ground maintenance for the exterior terrace, courtyards, and the entrances. A key risk retained by the private sector is snow removal across the entire site for the 30-year operating period, as St. John's receives some of the most snow days across Canada. Avalon Healthcare Partnership was able to leverage a local workforce to provide a cost-effective 30-year price guarantee to the health authority. Accepting the Silver Award for project development for the new adult and mental health addictions facility are Stephen Forward, Director of Infrastructure and Procurement in the Newfoundland and Labrador Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, and Ryan O'Connor, Senior Vice President of Project Structuring and Investment with Plenary Americas.
Good afternoon, everyone from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. On behalf of the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, I would like to thank everyone at the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships and the Council's Award Committee. It's been an honour to be recognised with the Silver Award for Project Development for the new Adult Mental Health and Addictions Facility Project at this year's award ceremony for innovation and excellence in public-private partnerships. This is such an important project for the mental health care community in Newfoundland and Labrador, and will be a legacy for future generations. I would like to thank our colleagues at the Department of Health and Community Services and Eastern Health for their help, partnership, and collaboration on this project. I would also like to recognise our private partners and the whole Avalon Healthcare Partnership team in closing such a major infrastructure project during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you next year in person at next year's conference.
Hi, I'm Ron O'Connor with Plenary Americas. On behalf of our partners at Marco Group and Cal, as well as the broader Avalon Healthcare Partnership, we're delighted that the new mental health and addictions facility in St. John's received the Silver Award for Project Development from the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships. The province of Newfoundland and Labrador and Eastern Health demonstrated their experience and eagerness to get this project through the RFP period and now well into construction, all well as we all manage the COVID-19 impacts. To be awarded for this effort is a true honor. Thank you.
Please welcome Michael Lindsay, President and CEO of Infrastructure Ontario and a CCPPP Board Director, to present the Gold Award for Project Development to the Valley Line West LRT project.
Hello, my friends. The Valley Line West LRT is a partnership between the City of Edmonton and Marigold Infrastructure Partners, which is made up of Colas Canada and Parsons Corporation. Valley Line West LRT is a 14-kilometer light rail transit project, and it represents a significant investment in the future of the city and sets at the same time a new industry standard for large, complex procurements. It is an extension of a project already under construction, which requires integration with existing infrastructure, communication systems, and rolling stock. Financial close on this project was achieved in December of 2020. It will take 5 to 6 years to complete, with the line scheduled to begin operations in 2028. The total project cost is $2.67 billion, which includes the costs associated with the infrastructure and also the owner's cost, land acquisition costs, and fleet expansion costs. On this particular project, by working collaboratively with financial advisors, Scotiabank, and lenders, Marigold Infrastructure Partners brought a unique two-tranche debt financing solution to the project, benefiting from low interest rates and minimizing total financing costs. Private funding for this project was provided by 4 banks that have significant expertise and experience with P3 projects in Canada. A shorter procurement process and the use of the P3 delivery model was also important to driving cost savings for both bidders and the city. Now, obviously, COVID-19 was a new challenge for everybody trying to deliver projects in Canada and indeed around the world over the past year. And on this particular project, the city took the time to review and update its project agreement accordingly, thereby protecting parties against liabilities arising as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Apart from the affordable and accessible transportation that this project will provide to citizens and users, benefits to the community also include increased labor participation by underrepresented groups across an array of employment opportunities. There will also be infill, appropriate densification, and transit-oriented development along the core. The Valley Line West LRT will connect all major hospitals in Edmonton and provide increased access to the downtown core. It will also connect 2 major post-secondary institutions and ensure that Edmonton's largest tourist attraction, the West Edmonton Mall, is connected to Edmonton's LRT network. The Valley Line West LRT will elevate the light rail transit experience in the city of Edmonton, while the economic benefits achieved will aid in the city's post-COVID-19 recovery for both the short and the long term. This project will shape the city for future generations. Accepting the Gold Award for Project Development for the Valley Line West LRT are Adam Laughlin, the Deputy City Manager for the City of Edmonton, and Steve Small, Project Director for Marigold Infrastructure Partners.
Hi, I'm Brad Smid. I'm the Project Director for the Valley Line LRT with the City of Edmonton, and with me is Steve Small, the Project Director for Marigold Infrastructure Partners. We are thrilled to be here to accept the Gold Award for Project Development for the Valley Line West LRT. We're so proud of our teams who worked so hard through the pandemic, being innovative to address changing market conditions, and really coming together to deliver this visionary project for the citizens of Edmonton.
Thanks, Brad. Likewise, we at MIP are extremely grateful for receiving this award. First off, I want to thank Xavier Fanu and the full Colas Parsons team for the incredible work that they did with the City of Edmonton during the bid phase. We showed that during the COVID times that we can work in a virtual environment and deliver value for money for these large infrastructure projects. Over this last year, we've been undertaking the design and early construction works, and the good atmosphere that was to develop during the bid has carried over to the construction phase of the work, and we're excited to deliver the project for the City of Edmonton. Again, thank you for the award.
And now, to introduce the 2021 Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships Champion Award winners, please welcome John MacArthur, former chair of Kiewit Canada Development Corporation and winner of the 2020 Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships Champion Award.
The Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships has a special award for people who individually have contributed to the development of public-private partnerships in Canada. The Champion Award is the highest award the Council accords and is reserved for a person that stands out as a leader in moving P3s forward. There have been 22 champions awarded to date, and today we will honor 2 new champions, Jim King, Senior Vice President of Elliston, and David Podmore, Chair and Co-founder of Concert. Jim King joined Elliston in 1983 as Corporate Treasurer and continued his career at Elliston for the next 38 years. In 1989, Jim became Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of the company, and in 2000 he established a new Elliston division and operating company called Elliston Capital. Throughout the course of his career with Elliston Capital, Jim was primarily a key member of the development and finance teams for PPP pursuits, providing executive oversight to the project team and developing the financing solution. Jim is a true pioneer of public-private partnerships in Canada and is very much respected for the work he did early on to bring P3's procurement model to fruition. One of Jim's biggest contributions came in the early years of the Canadian P3 model when the first P3 hospital project came to the market. In 2002 and 2003, the Ontario Ministry of Health issued procurements for William Osler Hospital and the Royal Ottawa Mental Health Centre. These represented close to $600 million in construction cost. One challenge that had to be overcome was the surety's resistance to the delivery model. Initially, the sureties refused to participate on both William Osler Hospital and Royal Ottawa Mental Health Centre, and without performance bonding support, Elliston would not be able to raise the funding. Jim's innovation was to provide and assign SubGuard SDI insurance to the lenders, which was a first in the market and helped create one of the pillars for project financing in Canada. Subsequently, the sureties became more comfortable with performance bonding obligations on P3 projects, but without this first product, these first projects may never have gone forward. Over the course of Jim's career at Elliston, he has had the opportunity to be the executive lead for both the developer equity and facility services roles. Jim is also Elliston's executive lead for the pursuit, or the purchase of Carillion's position on William Osler Hospital, Royal Ottawa Mental Health Centre, and the New Oakville Hospital. For many in the market, this was a major test of P3s in Canada, since Carillion's insolvency was both unexpected and had significant ramifications. It's because of Jim's dedication and contributions that Elliston is now one of North America's most successful and experienced infrastructure developers, builders, and investors, having reached financial close on 48 PPPs with an aggregate capital cost of over $20 billion. David Podmore has exhibited visionary leadership and a significant track record of success in the P3 sector, but also in the delivery of real estate and public infrastructure more broadly across Canada, and particularly in British Columbia. David co-founded Concert in 1989 as a partnership vehicle between private investors and trade unions to bid on and deliver assured rental housing on behalf of the City of Vancouver. Concert has since grown and diversified, becoming a real estate corporation wholly owned by union and management pension plans, representing over 200,000 Canadians. The initial approach of Concert was an early form and example of the power of public-private partnership model. Thereafter, David went on to lead Concert in the role of CEO and over time became chair of the company. Today, he remains the chair of the board of directors of Concert Properties, which holds an award-winning portfolio of residential condominium developments, purpose-built residential rental buildings, seniors active living communities, and an industrial commercial portfolio. In 2010, through David's vision and relationship with Concert's long-standing union and management pension plan shareholders, Concert Infrastructure was founded as an independent and direct investor, developer, and manager of Canadian P3 infrastructure projects. Over a 10-year period, Concert Infrastructure has become one of Canada's leading investor, developer, and manager of P3 social infrastructure projects. Having held the position of CEO and chairman, David relinquished his role as CEO in 2019, remaining as chair of the board of directors of Concert Infrastructure. David's appointments include chair of BCIT Inspire Capital Campaign, board member of BC Ferries, member of the Board of Governors of the Business Council of British Columbia, past chair of the BC Children's Hospital Foundation, and past chair of the BC Pavilion Crown Corporation. David is also past board member of the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships. David played a key role in the development of facility plans for Vancouver's bid to host the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Games, and is the recipient of numerous community and professional awards, including the first Award of Excellence granted by the Real Estate Institute of BC and the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. David was invested to the Order of British Columbia in 2014, received the RIX Award for Engaged Community and Corporate Citizenship from the Vancouver Board of Trade in 2016, and was selected as the BC CEO of the Year for the Enterprise category in 2017. In 2019, David was inducted into the Business Laureates of the British Columbia Hall of Fame. The Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships recognizes the commitment that Jim King and David Podmore have had to public-private partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Jim King and David Podmore as the newest champions of the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships.
I'm incredibly grateful to accept the 2021 Champion Award. I would also like to congratulate all the other winners, and a special thank you to the Canadian Council of Public-Private Partnerships for this recognition and honor. Firstly, I'd like to give a quick background as to why I am here tonight. When the PPP AFP program for Ontario was in its infancy in 2002, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to work on the original projects and continue to stay with the program through to my retirement in 2020. Back in 2002, I was the CFO of Elliston. The company was a successful contractor, and the social civil infrastructure was core to our business. So it certainly caught our attention when it was first heard that the province was potentially moving to a new model for procuring our construction services. I actually experienced a full P3 procurement earlier in 1999. It was with the City of London. It was a modeled concept, surprisingly close to future P3 procurements. The only way for the London project to be successful, Elliston had to work not only as a contractor, but also raise the financing, form part of the operations, form part of the management group. We led the process. The London project opened in 2001. This experience was etched to the back of my mind when in 2002, the province came to market with its P3 hospitals. A team was assembled to bid the first two hospitals. Elliston was an active member in all areas. Not just construction, but equity and finance and operations. We were fortunate to win both projects. The company has continued using this model ever since. I'm pleased to say Elliston and our partners have bid over 100 projects across Canada and been successful in close to 50 projects from Halifax to Vancouver. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with many fine and talented individuals and colleagues, way too many to name. In closing, a big thank you to Joy Como of Elliston Capital for nominating me, and to the Elliston family for creating a place where entrepreneurial spirit is not only welcome but encouraged. And finally to Jeff Smith, President and CEO of Elliston, for taking a chance on the son of a dairy farmer, supporting him over the last 38 years. So thank you so much. This is a wonderful honor, one I'll never forget. Please enjoy the rest of the conference.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be recognized in this manner this afternoon by the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships. I'm speaking from the unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Concert acknowledges that our communities and infrastructure assets exist on the ancestral lands, and in some cases, the unceded territory of Canada's First Nations. We are grateful for the privilege of sharing the stewardship of this land for generations to come. Concert was established in 1989, an early form of public-private partnership that sought to bring together unions and their pension plans, the City of Vancouver, the Province of British Columbia, and the private sector in an effort to develop affordable, guaranteed rental housing. Concert was built out of a core belief that strong, sustainable communities are fundamental to the social well-being of all Canadians. It's a vision that guides the company today. Over time, Concert had a focus and objective of business diversification. It was this initiative that led to the creation of the Concert Infrastructure Fund in 2010. 10 Canadian unions and management pension plans directly developing, investing in, and managing Canadian P3 projects. The foresight and patience of our shareholders, along with the professional commitment of the Concert Infrastructure team, has today positioned the company to be North America's leading developer, investor, and manager of multi-site bundled P3 projects. At Concert Infrastructure, we have always instilled the understanding through our partnerships that our work is about more than the infrastructure. It is most importantly about securing the essential public services supported by this critical infrastructure, and the recognition that together we are working to strengthen the economic and social fabric of Canadian communities. We have also prioritized using our experience and resources to contribute and support community-based projects and initiatives such as the 2010 Winter Olympics and Paralympics, delivery of the BC Professional Firefighters Burn Fund Centre, and supporting trades training at a number of Canadian academic institutions. Integrity, service, and quality. Just words, but deeply embedded in every business choice of the past 33 years at Concert, and in Concert Infrastructure's future direction. Our relationships with industry partners, governments, and Canadians remain grounded on these three critical values. Again, I'm both humbled and appreciative of being recognized in this manner by the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships, the Board of Directors, and its members. As I reflect on this award, it is one that is shared with Concert Infrastructure's shareholders, management team, staff, and partners across both industry and government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, for your warm introduction, and congratulations to Jim King and David Podmore. We welcome you as the newest C2P3 champions. This brings us to the end of this year's awards presentation. Once again, I'd like to thank all of the winners, as well as our sponsors, McCarthy Tatro, the gold sponsor, and Colas Canada, the silver sponsor. Over the course of the next year, I would encourage each of you to take note of public-private partnerships that demonstrate innovation and excellence and consider nominating these projects for the 2022 awards. In the meantime, on behalf of the National Awards Committee, I thank you for watching and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Making connections, exchanging ideas, and empowering women from every corner of Canada is what the Women's Infrastructure Network is committed to doing. For more than a decade, our dynamic forum has helped shape the Canadian infrastructure agenda, bringing together members from both the private and public sectors.
I'm very lucky to work in an organization where diversity of perspective and background is incredibly important. About 50% of our team are women.
It's important to have different voices at the table, and traditionally the infrastructure market has been very male-dominated, and that has been changing over the last few years.
With more than 2,500 members, we are forging a new way forward, one that promotes innovation and creativity, as well as inclusion, diversity, and equity in infrastructure. Through the We Win Outreach Program, we empower promising leaders with the skills they need to achieve their career goals. And we've seen some incredible success stories.
My main takeaway from We Win is that you can be part of the change, but also help yourself develop and grow.
Women empowering other women, I think, is the absolute best way to drive change within our industry by making sure that we are lifting each other up and we are supporting each other as we take on more leadership roles and more influential roles in the industry. It's just so critical.
This year's 7th Annual Women's Infrastructure Network Awards ceremony was hosted for the second time in a virtual format, allowing us to continue to honor women who are pushing the envelope in our industry. After receiving more nominations than ever before, it was clear that our judges would have a tough job selecting the winners. Each nomination highlighted an impressive woman who is making waves in their industry and community. We want to thank everyone who took the time to nominate these industry trailblazers. We're proud to congratulate our winners once again. The 2021 Outstanding Leader, Godine Sibé.
I am completely overwhelmed and so humbled to be included in this incredible group of nominees.
And the Emerging Leader, Marie-Ève Belzile.
For people who actually want to get there, to be recognized as a leader, just be bold, be yourself, and seek feedback, and you can do it. We can all do it.
Now it's your turn. You have the opportunity to nominate an accomplished woman who demonstrates leadership, achievement, and a commitment to sponsorship, mentorship, and community for the 2022 WIN Awards. And the nominations are now open. We're grateful to all our 2021 sponsors for the opportunity to acknowledge our contributions to the industry, and more specifically, the women who were recognized this year as distinguished leaders. Without our sponsors, our programs would not be possible. And so we'd like to extend a huge thank you for helping us move the dial. And if you'd like to sponsor the 8th Annual WIN Awards or the We Win Outreach Program in 2022, please visit our website, womensinfrastructure.ca. We have set the bar very high in the infrastructure space through inclusion, diversity, and equity. And we are honored to have so many incredible initiatives, sponsors, and enterprise partners on this journey with us. It has become very clear that together we can all win.